So again, if you got kids watching, you shouldn't. Okay, this is not a kid-friendly show. I do clean it up so that if a kid hears something, maybe it's not too bad, and I try to be pretty respectful to the audience. I may slip on somebody else's show and things may come out of my mouth, but on my show, I do want it to be pretty friendly to most everybody. But the topics we discuss are pretty adult in theme, and certainly not meant for everyone. So this is based off of a post I saw from Libs of TikTok. I'll pull that up. But again, this is kind of your trigger warning now for adult content. There's not really nudity, really. But again, adult topics, adult content, maybe some adult words in the mix. But it is something that is not meant for children. So this is your warning. Here we go in 3, 2, 1. Okay. So from Libs of TikTok, Seattle Museum, MO Pop is hosting a drag camp for kids as young as 12. The camp will teach kids how to be drag queen performers. It's being taught by the drag queens pictured below. The museum receives government funding. Why are tax dollars funding the grooming of children? So that's not a real chick. So those aren't real, you know what I mean? But this is what was posted from Libs of TikTok. And I know Libs of TikTok is constantly under attack. And of course you see, I'm citing Twitter here, and I've been saying for a while now that I'm getting on Twitter and I'm trying to learn Twitter. Twitter's not really my thing. It hasn't been my thing, but I'm trying to get out there and trying to learn it more. So if you see me on Twitter, follow me or share something with me. I'm still learning it. So I still kind of figuring it out. So be patient with me as I do that. But I am following Libs of TikTok. The stuff that comes out there is just mind-blowing, mind-altering. I want to get this off the screen, but I saw this and I said, okay, what is this about? So I had to look it up, and I found the site here. Mopop. I forget what that stands for. It says it somewhere. We'll get into it. But this is a camp for kids. This is a camp for kids, right? It says creative camps for creative kids. It's Giving Camp. Perform, explore, express, transform. Mopop offers a space for creative use to have fun while feeding their passions and learning skills that'll serve them far beyond this summer. From drag performance to songwriting to engineering, a fantasy world, find it all at Mopop Summer Camps. I love how drag performance is along the lines of songwriting and engineering. But it does have other stuff here, so I'm not going to act like it's just a drag camp. But you've got rock and roll camp, STEAM explorers camp, boom, drag camp. But not just drag camp 1.0, followed by drag camp 2.0. So there are 2 drag camp options here compared to the other camp options of 1 STEAM and 1 music one. What are you going to learn in Drag Camp 1.0, guys? The art of drag. Calling all current and future royalty. Your invitation to slay is here. Explore self-expression in this camp led by Seattle performer Joshua Hancock and featuring performers Kara Sutra, King Leo Maine, and Mia Moore. Where you'll immerse yourself in drag history, learn hair and makeup techniques, and create your persona with their own name and stage presence. Then it'll be time to own the stage in a private showcase to celebrate your new drag identity. And the next one, Camp in More Ways Than One, Drag Camp 2.0, the art of performance is your chance to deeply develop your drag identity under the expert guidance of featured artists Damon Viper Fangs and Versace Doll. You'll dive into skills like custom costume design, stage routine, story arc, dialogue, and dance and movement, all while building on the fundamentals of stage hair, nails, and makeup. Once you've reached full fabulosity, slay the house down boots in a private showcase to celebrate your drag persona. A lot of private showcases here, a lot of adults grooming children in the literal sense of grooming. But then you can also argue it is the grooming of a different nature as well. this wasn't the only one. So I searched for this because I saw it mentioned on Libs of TikTok. There were others. Here's another one. This is Young Actors Theater Camp, Drag Camp, which was, they did it in February and they're doing it again. February or October. The art of drag is one of the major components to the Young Actors Theater Camp. Our drag mama and instructor, Cassie Christant, will lead the program during our weekend camp, February 23rd through 24th, or October 6th through 8th. There are very limited spots left in this camp. Call to reserve your spot. Weekend Drag Camp in Santa Cruz Mountains. Discover and embody your drag persona. Whether you're a drag queen, king, or non-binary drag artist, everyone is welcome. Sorry. At this specialized camp, you can expect to perfect your lip sync, creating an unforgettable drag persona, learn the basics of costuming, slay your makeup skills, learn how to win over the audience, and so much more. Spots are limited. Whether you're a drag race performance ready or just curious fan, we know that you'll find your people at this mini camp. We welcome all levels of experience and interest. We'll talk our favorite drag moments in history, and we'll create our own unforgettable moments. I'm sure you guys will. This camp will slay. Oh my God. Okay, so we've all heard of like drag story hour or whatever at schools. We're seeing these drag camps that are out there now, right? There's also been drag performances, drag shows, drag parades, whatever it is, that they themselves have actually canceled them once they found out kids could not come. So instead of doing it and allowing the adults come and having a good time, they're like, no, we're not going to do it because the kids can't come. We want to make sure we reach the kids. Why is it so imperative that drag performers reach kids? Why? What is up with that? Would you let your child go to a drag show? Would you be okay with a drag queen coming and reading to your young child in school? I am of the mindset there's a purpose to everything, and they are targeting our children. Okay, whether teaching it with the drag thing or the non-binary LGBTQAI plus stuff or whatever it is, it's not just something that's out there that the kids will find out about and maybe, move toward that way at some point. It is being forced upon them. It is being pushed upon them. Literally everywhere. Schools, I've seen it in some churches, out in the communities. My wife's been to the drag shows. I know plenty of friends that go to drag shows, and I think that's fine for adults to go and do adult stuff. And drag shows are meant to be more adulty, campy kind of things and fun, silly. That's fine. If you ever see me at a drag show, either know that I've had one too many, or maybe I know somebody, or I don't know. I can't imagine ever going to one. But I guarantee you this, if you ever see me at one, you will not see me at one if there are children there. I will not have my child there. I will not go if there are children there. Of course, I don't think I would ever go to begin with, but I'm just saying, how irresponsible is it to have children at adult performances, to encourage them to have this kind of stuff? We just talked about Dan Schneider and the other pedos and folks at Nickelodeon. Not that Dan Schneider was a pedo. I'm not saying that he was. I'm just saying it's questionable, some of the behaviors. But there are pedos and all these other folks out there. You got to know that there are pedos in with this group. This is a weird bunch of people that are into weird stuff. And I don't mean that disparagingly to everybody, because I know sometimes it's an art and it's fun and everything to them. But within the LGBTQ community, there are wonderful people. But there are some absolute weirdos in there. Okay, not all of them. But there are weirdos in there. I'm a Christian. There are weirdos that also claim to be Christians. Okay, that go to church. In any classification, there's weirdos. But the kind of sexualization and acts and performances and stuff that comes specifically out of drag shows and this thing is so much more alarming. And you as a parent, or you as a citizen who has children within your communities, should really know this kind of stuff is going on. I was searching again for the one that was featured in the Libs TikTok post, and I saw that there's a county probably 45 minutes out from me that got shut down that was going to have one that ended up not doing it. And I had no idea. And they were promoting it. They were promoting it to children. So best believe if I see that there's anywhere around me that is promoting children attend a drag show, I will be speaking up. It is inappropriate. I'm sorry. I believe every individual can go out and have their own fun, their own way. I believe adults can get together and do what they want to do. If you want to go have an orgy at a party and everyone's over 18 consenting adults and having a great time, hey, I might judge you in my head a little bit, but you go do your thing, whatever, it's your life, right? But once you involve kids, you have stepped over the line. Shame on you. And for anyone who's taking their kids or anyone allowing this to happen, there's something very, very wrong with you. This has been the very first installment of Drag Me to Hell.
Hey guys, thanks for checking out this clip from the Morning Mayhem. Remember, this is just a portion of the full show that comes out every Friday morning at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. If you hadn't already, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on any of the full shows or these tasty little nuggets.